I want to start this video by asking you one question. What do you think is the number one killer when it comes to building muscle? Is it because you have bad genetics, or maybe you're not eating enough protein, or you're probably following the wrong program? And from my experience, I don't think it's none of that. I think the main reason that's stopping you from building muscle is getting injured. You can have all the momentum in the world. You are training hard, you are very consistent, you are hitting a new PR, but once you get injured, everything stops. Your progress stops, and your motivation, all in a sudden, it just drops. And depending on how bad it is, you might even end up losing all the muscle that you worked really hard to achieve over the years. And that's why it's so important to know when you need to deload so that you can keep building muscle over time in the long run. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you're going to deload properly, what signs you need to look for, and why most lifters ignore this until it's too late. If you're new here, my name is Mahoma, and I help skinny men build muscle and boost their confidence. So when I first started training, I was completely lost. I was following all this hardcore training, like doing push-pull leg, bro split, and all those fancy bodybuilders training style. Because at that time, I thought training more is better, and if I don't train consistently or every single day, I will end up losing my muscles. And every time that I start making progress, then boom, my shoulders start to hurt, my elbows, and my knees. That's when I realized that it's not my training that was stopping me from making muscle, but it was mainly the recovery. Now, on this channel, I help skinny men build muscle and boost their confidence, and I like to keep things very simple and straightforward. I don't really care about competing as a bodybuilder and let people judge me on how I look. I only train mainly to look good, feel confident, and feel more comfortable on my own skin, as well as for longevity. Now, if you want to build a physique that fits your lifestyle without controlling it, make sure you stick around. And if you want a one-to-one coaching with me, I'll put a link in the description. Click on the link, book a one-to-one call with me, and I will see how I can help. So, what is a deload? A deload just means giving your body a break from a very hard training that you have been doing consistently. And it doesn't mean that you are quitting. It's just a strategy to fast recovery. And you can do this by either taking few days off, or you can lower the volume and the amount of reps and sets that you do throughout the week. It's simply just a way to reset your joints, your nervous system, your bones, and just a full systematic recovery. So in this way, whenever you go back to the gym, you feel stronger and you will stay injury-free. That's probably the most important thing. And I know, it sounds simple, right? Just take few days off and that's it. But the truth is, most people don't do it. And that's because most people don't just get injured by doing one bad session. It's the accumulation of stress over time. That's what caused the injuries. Like too much volume, less recovery, a lot of stress, not sleeping enough. And you know what? Over time, it all adds up. And then you have this mindset, you think you have to train every single day or train 6 days a week and just take one day off. That mindset, that's what leads to a lot of injuries. If you're taking steroids, if you're taking peptides, yes, you can train every single day because your body is recovering 24/7. But if you're natural, it's the other way around. You need to give your body a lot of time to recover so that you can avoid all type of injuries. You probably see all over social media whereby people are getting chest tear, their biceps are blowing up, and their elbows are just messed up. And that's because there's not enough recovery. But trust me, when you give your body that time to recover, your likelihood of getting injured is very low. And that's why now I only train 4 times a week with the upper-lower split. Because in this way, I'm making as much progress as possible, but I'm also having the time to recover and also enjoy other parts of my life without being overly obsessed about going to the gym. Because let's say if you're doing boxing, you are playing football, or you're doing jiu-jitsu, or let's say in general, you're having a busy lifestyle. If you train less but you train smarter, that will take you way further than just killing yourself in the gym every single day. Now, the question is, when do you know that you need a deload? And this is where a lot of people get it wrong. They think they only need a deload once they get injured. But you have to understand, prevention is better than cure. And that's because your body will always warn you. You just have to listen. So let's say if your lifts start to drop for 2 or 3 weeks in a row, that's a clear sign that you need a deload. If the same weight suddenly start to feel heavy, that's another clear sign that you need a deload. And if you start feeling pain on the joints, whether it's your shoulders, your knees, your elbows, that's another clear sign that you need a deload. And the worst part, if you're constantly feeling tired, you're not sleeping well, you're very stressed out, that's a clear red flag that you need a deload. That's your body basically telling you that, bro, you need to chill out. And trust me, I've been there because there were times whereby I used to be in the gym almost every single day. And I didn't want to take a day off, even though my body was telling me that you need to take some time off. And that's because I didn't want to lose my momentum. But this is what ended up happening. Once you get injured, you end up taking 1 month, 2 months, or even 3 months to fully recover. Instead, you could just take a deload for a few days or even a week and just come back stronger and healthier. Now, how do you actually deload properly? So when it comes to deload, there's not any perfect rule, but I'm going to break down a structure that works almost all the time. And number one is going to be micro deload. So in your micro deload, let's say for example, one of your sessions feel off. Maybe you're doing a bench press and you're not able to do the same weight or do more than the weight that you usually do. All you have to do, just cut the weight in half so that you can recover faster. But at the same time, make sure your recovery is on point, like your sleep and your stress levels. And number two is going to be a week deload, whereby you're going to take a full week off to fully reset. So when it comes to your week deload, if you start to notice that your lifts start to drop from all different weights or different lifts areas, for example, from your bench press, from your bicep curls and the lat pull down, then you need a full week deload. So this is what you're going to do. Instead of doing 4 sets of 8, you're going to do 2 sets of 8 for that week so that you can fully recover and come back stronger. And don't panic, you're not going to lose any muscle throughout this process. And the third one is going to be your full week deload. Now, this is a big one. If you start to feel burn out, you're stressed out, you start to lose your motivation and your momentum, then you need a full week deload. Especially if you start feeling pain on your joints, trust me, you're going to need a full week of the gym and just fully recover and relax. At the same time, don't panic. You're not going to lose any muscle. Yes, your muscle might not feel fuller than when you used to train, but that doesn't mean you're losing any muscle. And most of the time, when I take a full deload week, almost every time I come back stronger. I'm able to lift more weight and train harder than ever before. Because you have to understand this, building muscle is not about how hard you train. Sometimes it's about how well you recover. And that's how you're going to build muscle. Because as you probably know by now, you don't build muscle in the gym. You build muscle when you're outside the gym, recovering, eating well, and with low stress level. So if you have been feeling stuck for a while, maybe your progress are not going up, you're stressed out, and you're not building muscle as fast as you want, just take a deload. You will be surprised how fresher and stronger that you will look when you come back in the gym. And I almost recommend this to all my clients. Like after every 8 weeks, I always tell them you need a deload week. And sometimes it's hard because you always want to be in the gym. But as much as I want them to build muscle, get stronger, I also want them to be healthy and do this as long as possible. So if you want a one-to-one coaching with me, I'll put a link in the description. Click on the link, book a one-to-one call with me, and I will see how I can help. Thank you guys for watching. And if you have any question, just comment down below, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.